Comfortable.
Yeah. Make yourself at home. Don't say anything, though. I got to...
Please stand by for technical difficulties.
Can you hear me now? All right. Yeah, that was a first for me. I never had that happen, but shit happens. We're back with another episode. First, the sponsors, head over to www.johnbartoloshow.com. Go check out a complete list of sponsors there. I'm going to say a few of them now. I want to thank Gallo Technology, Rhino Metals, Blackwater Ammunition, Enforce Weapon Lights, Right On Optics, Pulsar Thermal Imaging Technology, Sig Sauer, and everybody else. Dana White's Hollerhead. Let's see, everybody, if I missed you. Please go check out a complete list on the website. Everybody, special guest today. I'm super pumped about this. It's like a double episode, I feel like. We got this guy, you know, super impressive, a lot of fun. Looking forward to talking to him. The UFC's own Max Griffin. Listen. You're the man.
What up, what up?
What's up? So... I ask every fighter this. I start the show the same way. I want to ask you, what the hell were you thinking when you decided to get into fighting?
I love it. You know, I think that's the only reason. I did it when I was young, did martial arts as a kid. And as I got older, I'm watching it like, I need to get back to that.
Were you doing like church karate?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You didn't have them shiny karate pants like, what was it, Paul Mitchell of Vidal Sassoon?
No, it was good stuff. I actually studied Bok Fu, which was a kind of like a hybrid of martial arts. Because, you know, not everything works, right? You can't just use only karate or you'll use only this on the street, kung fu. So it's kind of like the throws in judo, some of the movements and kung fu, the kicks of taekwondo. So it's kind of like a hybrid.
Straight up. Yeah. Everybody's got to form their recipe. You know, you got to make your recipe. So you start fucking around in martial arts. Is it because you got beat up or somebody come for you? What happened?
No, I was a Ninja Turtles fan.
All right.
I used to want to be a Ninja Turtle.
Who didn't want to eat that much pizza, right? Who didn't want to eat that much pizza?
I even used to work at Round Table.
No shit.
For that reason, which is a pizza place, the best place.
No shit.
So, I worked there for 3 years.
How'd you stay skinny?
I was not. I was 237.
Oh, no. I don't believe. I want pictures. I don't believe it.
We'll find it.
I'm serious.
I was looking through old photo album with my mom and scrolling through, and some guy sitting with my mom. I'm like, who's that?
Right.
It was me. I didn't even recognize myself. Didn't even recognize myself.
Straight up. You're like, who's that guy? Your mother's like, that's you, fool.
That's you, son.
So you start competing in all the different areas, whatever it is, martial arts. When do you realize like you're pretty good? When did it start to kick in?
I did it like 4 to 13, and during that time I was doing all these championships and
you're like, I'm the
points
man. 13.
I was doing my thing, but then they actually wanted me to go to the Olympics, but I was kind of burnt out, you know, by the time teenager, you know.
You wanted to go to the prom.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no prom in karate, so gave it up, you know. Gave it up, but it was always there. Always watching those videos, the VHS, the Tank Abbots, the Don Frye smashing the heads in, and
Don Frye is still an animal. It's funny you bring him up. He's still an animal. I think there's a point where you have something, but at what point was your family like, all right, it's cool, he's fighting?
You know, so I came back. No, look, it's funny. My mom used to not come to the fights.
I believe it.
She was worried. She was worried. It took her a few fights to start coming. She's like, you know what? I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the other guy.
Right.
And their safety.
Yeah.
Because I was kicking ass.
Yeah, no, I say the same thing all the time. Like, I was so I try to give people perspective. I was a 19-year-old high school senior, you know what I mean? So I was a big guy. I was the size I am now. If I showed you a picture of me in high school, I was the same size. People used to say that to my mother, but she used to say that to my mother, and people used to say to her, your son's doing the one giving the beatings. Like, what are you talking about? But I think I think it takes parents a little bit of time to kind of understand, what you're trying to do and where you're going and what your goals are. And if you just enjoy the sport and you love it, I think they have to love it with you.
I mean, I think it matters if you're good too.
That too. No one wants to see that.
There's guys that shouldn't be fighting. I know guys that are, there's guys with 20 straight losses that are still fighting. It's like,
at what point, I know we're going to get deep early with that because that's a tough one, right? I actually have talked about this with some of my friends that are coaches that I know without saying all their names. At what point do you tell a guy, though, it's over?
It's hard. It's hard, right?
Would you ever want to hear that? It's kind of like in Gladiator when he says, would you know when you're defeated?
It's hard to say, but I feel good now. But there's these guys that they don't want to give up, right? It's like they look at it as giving up. I'm not a quitter. You lost 10 straight knockouts. Like, maybe you should quit. You should quit for the rest of your life, it's a thin line.
Yeah, it's a thin line, and how long is hanging on too long? And I think you have to consider everything. This is a really good conversation. I think Kiesa and I were talking about this once. You have to, anytime you're involved in something, you have to build your out. Whatever your out is. Mm-hmm. And I think the problem is most people don't build an out. Like Conor has an out.
Already,
you know what I'm saying? He's got an out. Now the fighting is just kind of a way for him to prop up his brand at this point. It's like him doing a big experience, like live experience on someone's stream.
Yep.
His talent is just that he can get in the ring.
Yep.
It's not winning anymore.
Not anymore.
It's not winning anymore. And it's not, the certain things. But people have to understand that you got to have your out built.
Totally.
100%.
Now. And that's what I've been focusing on because you can't fight forever. I mean, I feel good. I'm getting older, but I'm getting better maybe. I'm like some fine wine in here.
Yeah, I don't think we know yet really where the prime is in fighting because I think Tom Brady's rewriting the rules on what a prime is. But we can argue, for men, usually around 30 to about 37, 38, you could do some shit.
Yep.
You could fuck some people up. Yep. You could do some damage. Once you hit 40, I could speak for that. You're not on the back nine, but you're not. Like when I get on the mats, it's like 5 minutes and I'm taking a 5-minute break because I'm like, fuck that. Like I got nothing to prove anymore.
I mean, Glover gave us some hope though. Glover to share.
Yeah.
That was some hope. That was hope for the
I'm serious.
For the old heads,
Was he 43?
40 something, yeah.
Yeah.
That's hope.
I know.
For me, it's like, hey,
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna put a number on mine. I'm on a 3-fight win streak, getting faster, better, and I'm getting older. So it's kind of weird for me. On the other side, I'm 36. At the other side, most guys are declining already. They've been declining.
No, I think some of that's genes. A little of that's genes. No matter how you enhance yourself or what training you get or what fucking herbal supplement or wisdom, time beats everybody. It's undefeated.
Yeah.
Time and pussy. They're both undefeated, right? I think that's the case. But I think for the most part, a lot of guys or gals in the fight game, as management gets better, I think we'll be able to make and assess and make better decisions. Management's still all over the fucking place in the fight game.
Yeah, I think it's getting better. I mean, the PI helps a lot.
Yep.
And, that the UFC is invested in keeping us healthy. I mean, if we're not healthy, we're no good.
Yeah, and I think eventually they'll get the UFC to a place where there'll be some healthcare provided ongoing. There's still a very young league. People are still complaining they don't make enough money and they're not getting enough this. A lot of that's negotiate a good fucking contract too. You know what I mean? Make sure you get a good deal, especially in your prime earning years.
Yeah, you got to feel good with it, and I feel great.
Yeah. I mean, does it surprise you guys? I mean, I still think there's some really good quality fighters over in in I always want to say it's not LFA, it's the what's the one that get the $1 million prize? PFL, sorry. PFL. I think there's some good fighters in PFL. And I think there's some good leagues out there, but PFL is kind of like a different animal, right?
Yeah. I mean, they got a bunch of foreign guys there, but I really like their model, though.
Yeah, they have a cool model. It's what we all would have dreamed the UFC would be, but it can't be that. You know, we know it can't be that, but like a tournament format. And I still like, obviously, to throw my own wrinkle in it, I would have had fucking bears and alligators and all kinds of crazy people in it and all kinds of weird shit and everybody in their different discipline. But the UFC does the best at marrying a lot of cultures and satisfying the masses. PFL's a really cool tournament.
No, I agree. And there's a lot on the line. I really like the playoffs and the points. Yeah. That's kind of a cool look for. Like, you have to get the finish. You know, it's incentive.
It's different. It's different. I'm curious to see how this triad thing works out with that crazy ring.
They got paid.
It's fucking crazy. You see that ring?
No.
It's like a triangle ring.
I didn't see the triangle ring.
Yeah. There's a lot of leagues popping up all over the place. This was just a new thing. I think they did the first one last time. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. But I think they just did, like, it was a triangle ring. And I think it was like Sean O'Malley was just talking about it. He was like, I think it's kind of cool. Like, it's just fucking totally different. But I would feel like I'm in the corner all the time. That's what it feels like.
You kind of are.
Yeah.
It's weird. You kind of would be.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where that goes. But what do you think of all the celebrity? I got to bring up all the celebrity fights. What do you think of all that shit?
You know, I think Jake Paul's good. I think it's a good thing for fighting. You know, it's kind of putting, at least for money, you know, I think it's going to get
I think celebrity fights are fucking awesome. And I think what they should do in the UFC is the minute some of you guys are done fighting and you want to go back to doing map-based competitions, start doing some of that shit. And that's part of why I think they have a good thing going with the streaming on ESPN. Now, the celebrity stuff, and I think you guys become celebrities, so that lends to it. The celebrity stuff isn't going anywhere. It's been going on for 1,000 years. Muhammad Ali did celebrity fights, so they ain't going anywhere. And I think, you know, Jake Paul, he could box. He could throw some punches. He's not a total idiot. He's had some training. He's got all the money in the world to train. Does he win a second time? Does he beat Woodley a second time? I don't know.
I think he does.
You think it's bought, though? You think he's buying the wins? I thought he was. Well, I thought when he fought Funky, I thought, you know, I said he didn't train, he wasn't in shape, he's not a striker. All right, I get it, and this kid can throw a punch or two, and you could tell he didn't train at all. Now, when he beat Woodley, it kind of seemed like it was a bot fight to me.
I mean, to me, it seemed like Woodley could have if he put pressure. And I mean, he threw like one combination. Yeah. And when he did put the one combination, he knocked him into the ropes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I think. I just think
my hair.
I don't know if it's bought in the sense that he paid him off. I think it's bought in the sense that he's paying him a fortune, and I think it's kind of like implied. I got to look like the star because I'm fueling this vehicle. So I can see that a little bit. Tommy Fury would have been the first guy with the size and potential ability based on training to throw a punch that you'd have been like, okay, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Woodley, I think if Woodley comes back and loses this time to him, he can never make an excuse till the day he's dead.
I don't think he has any more excuses, man.
You know. But I don't think the celebrity stuff's going anywhere. Do you think it's good for the sport? I think it brings money.
I think it's good. I think it brings eyes, you know, and like the money.
Yeah, always.
But it shows that we're doing it for real. The people that are really doing it, we've been doing it for a long time. So it is kind of a little money grab that we can hop into.
Yeah, I think so. I love that Tyson did a little bit of an exhibition. I mean, we got to see Roy Jones, but it wasn't Roy Jones when I was a kid. I loved Roy Jones as a kid.
Oh, my God.
He was ferocious. Roy, if you're listening, I loved it.
Shout out to Roy Jones.
100%. I loved what he was doing. And it really just, you know, I think all that stuff plays in, and it just shows the popularity of combat sports right now.
It was the original sports, right? It was fighting.
100%. Now, you got to go to the range day with us.
Oh, yeah.
We did a UFC range day a little while back. Some of the companies, we had Inforce, we had Right On, we had CMMG. We had a whole slew of companies that got to participate. Full courts.
Tony was out there.
Yeah. Shout out to Real World Tactical.
Man, what a dream, yo. You know, you seen this guy on Call of Duty, you're seeing him on YouTube, and then he's showing you how to hold, you know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Life is crazy, yo.
He's one of my best friends, and he's like a cartoon character, right? Like, it's hilarious. When people see he and I interact, they get a big kick out of it because we're both very different in our approach. But Tony's a treat, yeah. And then we're rebooting it a second time. We're going to do it in March.
Nice.
100%. We're going to get the date, everything. I haven't recruited you yet. You're going to be like right at the front.
Please. I know Bo was helping with that.
Yeah.
He's in Texas now, yeah?
He's in Texas, Texas A&M. The whole family hasn't moved. Yeah. He's over there now. He's coming back, and then he'll go back. And
how cool is that?
It's freaking cool. It's real cool.
Seeing the stadium and all that, how live that is.
Mm-hmm. It's freaking crazy. It's a good opportunity for him. I'm excited for him. And he gets to get closer to his family, which I know has been a dream of his the last 5 years, trying to get a little bit closer to home. It's hard to be away from home. It's definitely hard. Now, you never got to shoot that many rounds at the range that day before, have you?
We've been shooting. I haven't shot autos.
That was fun.
You know, autos aren't in California.
They're not in California.
At least legally.
It's terrible. They should be.
What a different state, huh?
I know. Why don't you get out of there? Why don't you move here?
I'm really thinking about moving. I've been thinking about it for years, but my son is back in California with my ex, so I'd have to figure out how to
finagle that.
Yeah, unless they move too. But I mean,
it's not that far. You're 4 hours, so in the car to LA.
We're in Sacramento, so that's like
gotta dig a little deeper.
8 hours.
Yeah. But I mean, it's doable. California's just so freaking hard to do anything. That's the problem. And
everything.
It's so
everything.
expensive.
Anything. Yeah, everything. Gas is like $6.
It's insane.
Right under $6. Like I came here, it's like in the $3s.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
What are people gonna do? They're gonna rob and loot.
Oh my God! No, actually, funny. So I could talk about this shit all day. So they changed the laws so they wouldn't like offend the criminals in California. They're letting no bail, like
Kamala.
No bail and all this stuff, and they're wondering why these crimes are skyrocketing.
It's insane.
Like, well, if there's no penalty and you get out of jail and you don't get prosecuted, then why wouldn't you steal if you were supposed to, But it just sucks. But now, like last week, they're talking about making stricter laws. Like, you got to have shit in place, man.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is terrifying. It's a movement to suppress. It's a movement to push all the crime and all the bullshit to the forefront so they have sensational news to talk about because they don't want to talk about a guy in the White House that can't take a shit without 4 people helping him.
Nope.
It's so strange. And I don't understand. I don't get it at all. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I was saying this earlier to somebody. In the end, we all get fucked, right? Yep. So in the end, right, whether you go rob a Louis Vuitton store, Gucci store, whatever the fuck you do, it's going to end up with an insurance company getting a bill, them getting reimbursed, everything getting fixed, and at the end of the day, we getting taxed more either through the insurance company by raising premiums or through the government to pay for it all. And I'm just trying to say, guys, let me know. I want to get some Louis bags and some Gucci bags too. I'm interested. How do I get in on it?
Me too. Hit me up, you guys.
Yeah, just whoever's out there orchestrating this. I'm only mad because I'm not in on it.
Have you seen some of the 90-person snatch and grabs?
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. When I was a kid,
90-person.
When I was a kid, a crazy move was one time this dude, this crazy junkie, we know who it was, drove a car through a white hen, and I'm not making this story up, in East Boston and stole all the cigarettes. That was like the move back then. But it's gotten to like high-end crimes. Like, let me go in this Louis store and let me just get like 14 belts.
80 people. I mean, you share this stuff? There's like not even 80 things. Are they sharing?
It's like Coming to America when the guy opens the coat. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you're gonna see all these people in the ghetto running around with fucking Louis bags.
Yep.
And people are gonna get mad I said that, but I'm like, well, if you have the money to buy it, you ain't stealing it.
Facts.
So it cracks me up that it's going on, but it's everywhere. But you guys managed to work through COVID. I mean, at least Dana kept you working, right?
Yeah. We were sneaking around in gyms and going in the back door.
We all did it, yeah.
You know, it's like, what do I just sit there and not train because someone said that you're not supposed to?
You love doing it. You're willing to die doing it. You don't care if the rolling partner has frickin' AIDS.
Yeah. I mean, AIDS might be a little bit different.
It might be a bit much. I may have went extreme.
AIDS might be a little
I may have went a little far. But I think life finds a way.
You have to.
Life finds a way.
Sink or swim, man.
Sink or swim.
You have to.
Yeah, gyms are always going to be working, and guys who run gyms are always going to keep them open because that's where the health starts.
It's what we need.
100%.
I saw a thing today that said the Omicron virus attacks obesity. It attacks fat cells. Like, trying to make everyone not work out and trying to make everyone not, it's interesting. It's
do you have a conspiracy? Do you have a theory on it? You could say
on all of it. I mean, it's just a bunch of BS. I really think it's a bunch of BS. I mean, yeah. I mean, COVID is real and all that, but I don't think it needed to shut down the economy. I don't think. I think they went a little too far.
Did Bill Gates create it?
They're all involved in this thing, man.
Well, I say it all the time. I say the huge tie-in between the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the Clinton Foundation
and all that.
Yeah, and they're all in on it. And we've all seen the videos, and we've all seen how it all plays out. And the way they're trying to line it all up is to create enough discord to control everybody so that they can get everybody under their spell, whatever that spell is and whatever they're trying to do. It's all about control in the end.
Because if you could walk into a restaurant without a mask and then you sit down at that table right by the entrance, you don't have to wear one.
Makes no sense.
That's control. If you could not, like in Sacramento at the Golden One now, you can't get in without your vaccine. So like I don't have it, but I'm not going. But if you have the vaccine, but you have COVID, you could get in. But if you don't have COVID, but not a vaccine, it's like it's control. It's obvious control.
100%.
It's obvious. If it's not obvious, then.
I agree. It's all the earmarks are there. It's just what the end game is and what they're trying to get out of it. I don't think it necessarily has all to do with money. I think it's just about controlling the population and leading up to. I mean, look, people are willing to do a lot of what the government tells them, as long as it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Right. And I think we've reached a point where it's no longer reasonable, and that's what I like to say.
I like that. I really like what you said. And to add on to that, it's like, the tides are turning. Like, I know a lot of people, that went and got, all the vaccines and they're this and that, but, they keep putting us through, keep bringing this carrot, get this. No, you can't do this.
9 boosters.
But now you can't do this. But they're starting to be like, hold on, another booster? I thought I was fine.
Right.
I need to get I have 3. Now I need to get another one?
It's crazy.
They're starting to look at it like, hold on. I thought they worked, and why am I on my 3rd booster?
It's crazy.
Now,
you're one of the guys, before I had you on, everybody's like, get have Max on. He's as real as it gets. And you are. In the little time I've spent with you on the range and here and chatting leading up to this, you are what you see on social media, and I can appreciate that. It's true.
Yeah, no, I am.
You are. You're pretty real when it comes to that, and the translation seamless. In terms of your language, what you say. A lot of people are very tailored. How come you never really wanted to develop like a true shtick in the UFC, like some guys do?
Like a personality?
Yeah. Like you didn't want to like become something that wasn't like you're not overhyped. You're very level-headed.
Yeah,
feet on the ground.
I don't like that.
You didn't want to do like a Colby Covington shtick, or
I feel like, at first it's like you don't know who you're supposed to be. Trying to get in the UFC,
right.
You're supposed to play a character. I do this, but then what I found is you got to be fucking authentic. Like being authentic. I say be the fuck out of yourself. That's my advice to everybody. Everyone's trying to be somewhere else, or you got to be you. Like when you find out who you are and. Like, be the fuck out of you. And once you're you, then the magic starts happening. then you could capture people. Then people will relate to you.
I agree.
They'll get an emotional attachment. You know, you just got to be real. And people, there's so many fake motherfuckers that it's just, it drives me wild. So that's the last thing I'm gonna be. I'll blow up from this fight and shit. Give me a couple more heads, and then they're not gonna have a choice. It's gonna take care of itself. But as far as being a character, that's not me, man. I'll be more me if you want me to be more me, but I'm not gonna be nobody else. You know?
Yeah, I think there's like, I feel like at the top there's like a pressure to become enhanced and be amplified and be more sensational in everything you say, and we see that a lot. And then there's like straight up natural beefs that develop on their own, and that's real. You know, I mean, there is some of that. I mean, I think we saw it. Was it Amanda the other day and Juliana? Like they were kind of
like each other.
So that's straight up.
Yeah, that's real.
That's real. I got that sense right away. But you could tell. You could tell when it's real.
You could feel it for like the authentic shit. You could feel it. It's a feeling that you have when you watch something.
The thing is, I don't think
it's a subconscious thing.
I just don't think anybody's beating Amanda anytime soon.
No, definitely not Juliana
terrifying.
either.
She's fucking terrifying, right?
Dude. Just standing by her.
I've seen her. It's crazy. It's like watching a guy.
Yeah, standing by her. She's a dude. No offense. She's the GOAT, but dude, it's a different thing. It's a different thing. It's a different energy. It's a different.
I'm around Valentina quite a bit.
Different aura.
Yeah, I'm around Valentina quite a bit. I mean, she throws a kick faster than any human being I've ever seen throw a kick live.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to say it.
No.
And I've seen some fucking people throw some kicks. But live, I was like, whew, straight up.
Yeah, she's a machine. A real machine.
I have to say, because you've been in the gym with him too, Francis hits a kick harder than any human being, because when he's hitting kicks, you can hear it on the other side of Extreme.
Yeah, he was scary. I was just with him getting worked on, and he was grabbing Bobby, one of our PTs, and he's great. I didn't want to jump in, you know. I wasn't going to jump in. Sorry, Bobby. He's like, you guys are such assholes. I'm like, hey, what do you want me to do, man?
It's crazy. When you hear them hitting the pad, you're like, what is that? It sounds like construction is going on in the build. Straight up.
I love it.
It's crazy. I look at like Eric when I'm like, I would need a wheelchair after.
And he's a huge guy. Eric's huge.
Mm-hmm. He's got at least 20 pounds on me, you know, at least. And I'm every bit of 230, but you got to be like 280 to get behind that bitch. When he hits, it's like, boom, boom, boom. Now, there's been a lot of divisions with a lot of shuffling, a lot of crazy stuff going on. I have to ask you one or two fight questions. Where do you see the fight game going, and how do you see some of these divisions playing out, particularly welterweight and even you know, like the Masvidal, all the Poirier, all the shuffling around. We got a fight this weekend. How does it all play out?
It's a loaded one.
There's a lot there.
It's a lot there. 70s crazy. A lot of politics still. A lot of politics.
Yeah. 70s got to be the craziest right now.
Yeah, it's politics. I don't know what they're gonna do with Leon. I think he deserves a title shot.
He's getting screwed in the end, right? I mean, he's the one. He's not getting screwed, but he's eating shit for sure.
Eating shit.
Yeah.
You know, he deserves it. You know, Usman's hurt, a little bit. Mm-hmm. I mean, Colby and Leon.
I could see it playing out a Colby Leon. But do you give Colby another shot if he wins? That's what I'm saying.
That's where it gets sticky.
Like, how long do you keep him lurking? You know what I'm saying? I listen. Colby Covington's been on this show. I like the guy. I mean, look, shtick aside, I like the guy. Let me say that. I like the guy. But I think he's had his two shots, and no one has taken Kimura further. Like, he took him to the brink.
Yep.
And you got to show respect for that. Like, he took him to the brink. At the end of the day, he didn't have what it took to get over it. I still think he got the first takedown. Let me just say that. I still think
that's fair.
That's fair. But I think, you know, that division, how long can you keep guys around that aren't winning consistently? That's the $1 million question.
And how long do they want to stay around too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, do you keep Masvidal up there still with no wins in the last 4 fights? Do you keep, Conor up there with no win? You can't, right? At some point, it's got to...
The rankings are a joke, man.
That's the politics.
Because they're voted on, right? By like a panel.
Who's on the panel? Exactly. No, I get you. I'm tracking loud and clear. And now, I don't know what happens. The other intriguing thing is what you do now with Rose's division with Whaley. They have a similar problem because you have Whaley who's, obviously they're trying to push, right? And then you have, what's her face? Carla Esparza floating around. What do you do there? How does that play out?
They've been trying to get Carla's been waiting in the wings, right?
Forever. So what do you do there? Do you get who does Carla
What's the
fight?
problem?
Yeah.
Is she not like exciting enough, or like what's the?
I don't know.
They don't want to get ground and pounded. Like
That's where I think you see the politics of it all play in those divisions. If you look at it all, like do they try to tee up another big Whaley fight to try to push her? But she's only had what? 3 fights in the UFC for and that's the whole thing. That's the knock on Khabib. Do you think Khabib deserves that knock? That he hasn't had enough fights in the UFC? Yeah. I think John Jones is the GOAT. I think everybody's just lying to themselves.
Yeah, I mean, technically, as far as wins, I feel like the shit he does outside messes it up. But if you're talking about fights, then that's its own thing, right? Mm-hmm. That's to me it is.
Yeah.
What you do in the cage is different than...
I would say if you were to say, like, you have the first pick in the UFC draft... You're taking him.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. You can make the case for St. Pierre, for Georgie. You can make the case. But I think it's those two. Kimura not Kimura. Kimura doesn't get enough respect, but I think at the most, Khabib gets over-respected. I think Khabib gets too much. Now, there are people that say he never lost a round. I don't know what the fuck that means. He never lost a round. That's so arbitrary. There's a lot of guys that lost a lot of rounds, but still won fights.
Yeah, Jones lost a round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did quit a little early, but that's on him. But we all wish you could have went a little longer, right?
Yeah.
He's right when his sweet spot. Okay, I'm down. It's like
Jim Brown. I'm out. Barry Sanders. I'm done. He was finished. Yeah. Now, what happens with you? What are you up to next?
Man, I'm trying to break into this thing, man. I just beat Carlos at 264. That was a big win for me. He retired after that, which was bittersweet. I've been a fan of Carlos my whole life, and to see he retired. But I respect him even more. He said, he waited a few weeks, so he didn't take any shine away from my victory. He wanted me to get my love instead of him just putting his gloves in the ring and but I'm trying to get back in there January, February. Actually, probably not January, kind of a little close now. I told him January, February, a couple months back.
Yeah.
I don't want like a 2-week notice fight,
Right.
So probably February, March, but I'm taking heads. I had my first co-main event last year. It was a big year for me last year.
A huge year. Now, do you think guys made the mistake during COVID of taking too many fights, or you think the guys that did should have?
Some of them did. Like Kevin Holland did great, and he shined. And
it was like a cash grab. You motherfuckers were like what? Short notice?
Well, they asked me, and I couldn't. They wanted me to fight Takashi Soto
an hour after a fight
on like 2 weeks during COVID. I was like, I can't even make 190, in 2 weeks.
190.
But man, this year's gonna be good, man. This year's gonna be good. I'm on a roll, and I'm just going more. And once I'm ranked, man, once they give me this damn number, it's a wrap. Then then you could be strategic. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Hey, it's not personal. Number 10, number 9. It's business. It's business now. But until you're ranked, they don't try to match you with ranked guys unless they want. It has to be the right guy. And but like you said, like you were saying about for after fighting, I'm doing a lot of that, working on my foundation. I've been helping a lot of people in the community, and I'm trying to, right now I'm like setting it all up. I want to help kids, all kinds. There's a lot of kids that don't have any kind of role models. The role models are Instagram or different people online, and just trying to use my reach. I got some cannabis stuff rolling out. Trying to take that thing over to some CBD stuff. Just really trying to set my stuff up for after.
100%. I just had my buddy in here. He's an ex-mill guy. He's working with Xzibit.
Nice.
So it's a funny story. They were trying to get Snoop Dogg here too for whatever reason, but this wasn't an episode. This was just us hanging out in the studio, and we did a show. And during the show, I don't think I've talked about this on there, but during the show, Xzibit just like walks in, and I'm like, oh shit. I was like, oh my. And then we took a couple pictures, whatever, some stories went up. We were just sitting here rapping, just chilling. And literally during it, somebody messaged me, they're like, dude, is Xzibit really in your studio? And Xzibit's like, hey, Snoop might come by. He's like, you might have a minute. I want to show him this, because the studio is cool, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, man, whatever. And he's like, you mind if I use the bathroom? I change because we were going the show. And like, I'm like, Xzibit's in the studio right now, and I'm like, there's a Ferrari outside. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I'm like, what is going on? And I realized like I kind of had something that was cool, but like at the same time, I'm like, this cannabis business too. I mean, between seeing, Tyson get into it, everybody, and I know some other guys, I don't want to name them because they might not want to be named, but they're like deep into it, and there's tons of money in it.
Yeah, there's money in it, and I'm a cannabis connoisseur. So might as well participate in it.
Right,
there's a lot of money in it. I love it. Yeah, why not? Yeah, and it's there. It's there.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, especially, with how the world's going, you're going to need more of it.
Were you happy the UFC legalized it?
Yeah, I was. It was
kind of stupid. It's like, do you agree that it's stupid in all the sports? Like, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's more like a control thing. It's not for performance, enhancing. It's recovery. I look at it as recovery. So for me,
you might be able to take a beating a little longer, but that's about it.
Yeah, but for them to, they announced it actually back in July when I was on 264.
Right.
Backstage, hey, Jeff was like, hey guys, we just, well, USADA said it was okay. They cleared us for it, but these commissions, Nevada cleared it in July, which was major, because it doesn't matter what USADA says if the Florida is like zero tolerance. Mm-hmm. Florida's zero tolerance weed. You can't have 0.1 point anything.
Don't fight in Florida.
Yeah, they hit us up like, hey, don't fight in Florida. Hey, you guys, put your bong down. They're cool, man.
Yeah, I do you think it's foolish though in every other sport? Because I think they make, I'll say this, I think they make too much of it. If they want to come up with a barrier, like, look, you can't be blown out of your shoes, you know what I'm saying? But like anything else, like, just create a criteria.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, you can't smoke an eighth of fucking hash and hash oil
in backstage.
Yeah, but there is a reasonable medium, right?
Yeah, me personally, there's levels. You got to be careful, man, especially nowadays. Nowadays, I'm on the rosin and my Carta, and that's just concentrated. You got to be careful.
Yeah, there's levels to this game too. There's levels.
Yeah, no, there's levels. Like I was cool today before I came on the show. I wanted to be cool. Because some of that stuff, it's just getting more powerful and better and
more refined.
Yeah, more refined, and it's a beauty. It's a beautiful thing.
How big of a grow would you have if you could had unlimited money? Fucking Brazil, fucking Mexico, the entire country. Would you want to get in it on that level? Is that like the level you'd want to play on?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Why not? Right?
Why not? Yeah, like
some people like small though. They want like a boutique like operation.
Yeah, some people say, which you sometimes do, you lose quality, right? When you blow up too fast. But as long as you maintain it and have the systems in place, you're all right. Yeah, as long as you have the system, you do this and this and this, and you have the people behind you and the machinery kind of to operate it, it could happen.
You can take care of it. Yeah,
why not be the best? Like,
why not?
Like I didn't fight just to fight in parking lots like I used to, and a casino, in the rain. Like
the Kumite.
It was to be one of the best, you know what I mean? To fight along the best, be one of the best on the planet, and enjoy my life, enjoy what I'm doing. Too many people don't enjoy what they're doing with their lives.
There's a lot of that.
There's more than that. There's like I'd say like 95% of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. A lot of people don't do what they love, and that's what they become, like cubicle animals.
They talk themselves into thinking it's okay. I used to work in cubicle world. You know how many times I was trying to get my people out of there? You know what I mean? People are just comfortable, and it's natural. Like our like systems on our body are like meant to. Some of us, you know, like psychologically, we're supposed to kind of be in the same thing. We're comfortable in getting the same check every day for 20 years, and you have your pension, you have your stuff coming. It's comforting.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous, but that comfort is real for a lot of people, and they'd rather not take any kind of risk. But on the other side of risk is fucking everything you've ever wanted.
Amen. I like that. On the other side of risk is everything you want. I agree with you. I do. I think you're 100% right. Now,
cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that is right. Now, listen. This is going to be an interesting couple of weeks. We got the end of the year. Do we make our way out of COVID? Do we find a way? Does life find a way, Max?
I don't know when it's going to end, you know. A lot of stuff's getting blocked, which is good. All the courts, which are not reporting any of this.
None of it. You have to.
Yeah, the Supreme Court blocked Biden's the healthcare vaccine one. He did the mandates, the contractor mandates. They did like 3 major blocks that aren't anywhere. But then you got 500 people being fired in LA yesterday, healthcare workers. So it's like, it's just I don't know when it's gonna end. Like,
yeah. I don't think it's going to end in this cycle. I think they have competing narratives right now. I think part of the narrative is like this anti-police, anti-military movement, but that doesn't work when you want to try to snatch people's guns. And, you know, the discord in the streets is going to take care of itself because eventually the street's going to take control. And if that's what you think you want, you don't.
That's not what you want.
That's not what you want. And if that happens, a lot of people that sit in fancy houses that have fancy things ain't going to have them anymore. And that's going to change real quick. I don't understand why they want so much more racism today, and they want to bait people, and they want to paint everybody as a racist. I don't understand that. It's never made sense to me. I understand on a political level why the left loves it, but it makes no sense to me.
That's why, though.
Yeah.
They need those votes. They had
to weaponize it.
They need to weaponize it. And that's true. Not everything needs to be racist. Not everything needs to be this guy, this black guy, this white thing, Mexican this, you know. The guy stabbed someone, you know, Mexican, the alien, like.
They try to say Kyle Rittenhouse shot black people.
Yeah,
that was the craziest shit I ever seen. That was the craziest shit I ever seen. They were like, they were first pitching the minority angle. There's minorities.
It was working for all this shit, all the George Floyd shit, like all the stuff for the Biden votes. It all worked. And a lot of my people, they're the ones that are like, hey, Max, this is some bullshit. Like, on some real shit, like, we want Trump back. Is what a lot of people, they feel like they got duped. They're
Joey Basement.
They're trying to go over, you know, everyone's Cash Apps and shit now, their Venmos, like they're trying to get everyone.
They're coming for everybody.
For everyone that voted. You know what I mean? It's such a scam. Oh my God.
It's bad. It's bad. It's hard to wake up. It's hard to wake people up. But the theory is that there'll be an awakening and people will start to get it. And that's the hope. But it's getting them to the polls, getting them to vote, getting them to be proactive. I tell people all the time, you just got to share people's message. If you believe in the message, you got to share it because at some point it'll take over. I mean, I've said it before. I don't know who the fuck watches CNN. I don't know who the fuck watches half that shit that's on TV. It's insane to me. You know,
it's like a religion almost.
It's weird. It's become so weird. You have Don Lemon on TV. Like, I don't even know what that guy is, if he's even a guy or what's going on. He's wearing lipstick. I don't know what's happening. It's just so weird. You have Cuomo on TV. He's out there chasing people, grabbing people. It's so bizarre. But what are you going to do? It's how it is.
We just got to do our shit.
Yeah.
Stick to our shit. Get our shit done. Keep grinding. Keep working. Keep learning.
Now, I may have seen a rap video.
Yeah.
You getting into that?
It's funny. I used to rap back in the day a little bit, but big fan of Yuck Mouth and the Loonies. I got 5 on it. But yeah, man, they made a song for me.
It's fucking crazy.
And then we did a music video.
It's crazy.
And for me, and I grew up listening to Yuck and those guys, and like really was. And to be in the studio, I was on Smoke A Lot Radio, smoking and
chilling.
Gave him some of my tree and stuff. Dude, life is beautiful. And then you see on the other side, people are all this other horse shit, right? So it's kind of what you make it. Life is kind of where you kind of take it. You know what I mean? You
got to wake up every day and say, I'm going to kick the shit out of today and have a great day. And you can't wake up and say, oh, life sucks, I'm going to jump out a window. Because you probably will.
And that what you tell yourself is what you don't tell yourself is what your like subconscious believes. And what you say is what you attract. It's real, man. It sounds fugazi. It sounds all this and that, but it's true. If you 100. Talk to people that are doing shit, ask how they feel. Ask how they think about shit.
I think
it's different than someone that doesn't do shit.
I agree 100%. I mean, I say it 100 times. Surround yourself with people that are where you want to be. Put people around you that are where you want to be. And develop relationships and people. And put the right people around you. You might not love the people. You might not agree with everything they're saying. But if you're relationship based and you go into it with the right mindset, like, hey, like you came to my event. You came in my studio. You did my show. Your number, your name will stay in my phone forever. If you need something, you don't know where someone will be in 5 years and 3 years. You might not do business now. Don't mean you can't do business later. You might have a relationship or something. Hey, talk to my boy or talk to this one. People don't get that. The interconnectivity of life and how it works.
It's more money. I feel like it's more money and gain rather than making a real connection with someone.
That's the ego, Max. People's ego gets in the way of their common sense. Like, yo, I'm the shit. Like, fuck you. And every guy has that kind of posture built into them. Like, I see it because they walk in my studio. I watch body language. I've done 420 of these, so I see it all. Yeah. And I see people come in and their posture will start to dictate how they're going to be. But if you at least allow, and this isn't some woke shit or nothing, if you just allow yourself to receive somebody else and you just say, let me just first seek to understand, then seek to be understood, you'd be amazed the shit that comes out of it and what you can get out of it. Now, that doesn't mean everybody's a good actor. There's bad shit in the world and there are people that suck and you can't let them in your circle and you can't open up to them. But there are people that are legitimately good folks.
A lot. More than you think. There's a lot.
If you open up.
Yeah, and people don't open up.
Yep.
But yeah, it's the connections you make. You do the business down the year in 10 years, it don't matter. It's not about that. It's about the connection, and then that's how shit happens. Oh, Mac, hey, I need someone for this. Oh,
and the answer is almost always no. That's the best part. It's always, once you're kind of in that world, no one ever likes to say no to anybody.
And then, but that's where it starts. It's not about really gain and getting shit. I feel like these days, too many people are trying to get shit from me or get shit from someone. Or
nobody's saying don't ask for what you want. Ask for what you want, but you might get, hey, I can't help you with that. Oh, like the timing's not right. The matchup may not work, but you can't get bitter about it.
Yeah.
You got to keep pounding the pavement.
Pounding the pavement, baby.
You got to keep pounding that pavement.
But yeah, like you were saying, the connections that people make, those are strong. And those you can bounce back to. I hit someone 3 years that I haven't seen at a convention 3 years ago. Oh, and it's like we're talking every day, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Oh,
I think that's what busy people get. You know what I mean? You get that on a certain wavelength. Like, I'm really good friends with a lot of your colleagues, friends, people in your community. You know some people now in my community. And it's like, once you have the connection, hey, I met Tony at John's event. I was at the UFC thing. Hey, T, I'm coming to Miami. It kind of all starts to work together the right way if you're going into it with the right intentions.
Yeah, you have to think about it like that, though. You can't think, well,
fuck him.
It's how you feel. Like how you feel, your intent really, really goes somewhere. It really goes somewhere. If you have a negative energy about it, it's not going to go where you want it to go. It's not.
Like I told a couple friends, they're like, oh yeah, Tony's down in Miami, I'm gonna go down there. I'm like, go check out his gym, go train at Knockout Zone. I'm like, go to the range with him if you want, but just hit him up, let him know what you're trying to do. And they're like, oh shit, and they'll like hit him up and they're like, he's cool as fuck. Like and I'm like, that's how the relationship forms. You have to be willing to say like, hey, I'm coming out, I want, can we do this? And sometimes it might be, hey, I'm busy. Yep. You can never let ego enter into it where you're like, fuck him, and that's where you lose.
Yep.
That's where you always lose. Now, are there people that are shitty people? Yeah.
And you say, fuck them and fuck them.
Fuck them. And you turn the page. Listen, before we go long, I love having you. Appreciate it. You come back?
I'll come back.
100%?
I feel like we're dead in the middle. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We got to go because it's past. We got you on over an hour. I can't keep a man this busy tied up this long. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming to the event.
That was dope, man.
You got to be at the next one.
I'm March.
Let everybody know where they can find you, how they can reach you, how they can get in touch, and shout out the foundation.
Man, find me on Instagram, Max Payne Griffin, Twitter, Facebook, same stuff. I got merch, maxpaynestore.com. Check my website, maxpaynegriffin.com. Check my CBD line, maxpayncbd.com. We're working the foundation. I haven't named it. We're still kind of
early stages.
Still early stages. Still picking out the members and
you gotta name a baby.
Stuff.
Name the baby.
So I want to be something right, but just stay tuned. I got a lot of stuff popping, and thanks for the time, man.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be here, bro.
Bro, anytime. You like the studio?
Honor. I love it. I'm gonna do a little photo shoot in here when we're done.
100. Now listen, all Max's links are down below. Go check him out. Check him out. He's what, you got a fight coming up? Anything?
Not yet, but looking
January, February.
Yeah.
Any
probably
appearances?
Like February, March. We got the award show tonight. We're going to.
Oh shit, they're pimping you. We got the fight tomorrow too. You'll be at the fight, right?
I'm actually doing an event back home, hosting a fight party.
Where is it?
It's at the Hungry Pecker.
Hungry Pecker.
Hungry Pecker.
I like that
in
name.
Elk Grove. We still have tickets available. Come watch the UFC 269 with me and friends. Barbecue, brisket, and beatdowns, baby.
Ooh, I like that. Good brisket in Cali? It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, my guy from Ultimate Food to You can put it on.
Yeah? Oh, you got a guy out there then. All right, listen, I appreciate everybody. I want to thank the sponsors. Head over to www.johnbartoloshow.com. Go check out a complete list of the sponsors there. Gallo Technologies, Rhino Metals, Blackwater Ammunition, Galco Leather Holsters, Volquartz and Firearms. Of course, Pulsar Thermal Imaging Technology, Right On Optics, and of course, Kenzie's. Go check them out. And Sig Sauer. Go buy a Sig. We're out.